Hello everyone, and welcome to the Peddling Princess Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli. Recently, while looking for information on Hurricane Sandy, wondering if it was going to hit us here, I happened to do a video search and I stumbled across this hilarious skit about a weather woman who apparently freaks out on the air about global warming. But as I watched this video, which, it was a comedy skit, it wasn't something that actually happened, but what kind of freaked me out a little bit is every piece of information she talked about what's been happening to the Arctic ice caps and the record temperatures and the weird weather we've been having, and about how much fossil fuel we intend to burn and what the scientists say it's going to do, yada yada yada. I started to realize that the comedy was actually made out of real information about what's actually happening. And when I really started to think about it all, it started to freak me out, because as far as effects of Hurricane Sandy are concerned, for example, I saw a guy in one clip in New York standing in knee-deep water. And as far as I know, that kind of weather event is kind of unprecedented in New York. And New York isn't geographically all that far from where I live. I'm from Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. But that's another thing that really weirds me out too. Like, I am 40 years old. I was born in 1972. Even in my lifetime, I've noticed a dramatic shift in the weather patterns here. Because, like, when I was, 12 and 13 years old, snowbanks used to be easily over 6 feet going up my road after the snowplows had been through. Nowadays, the snowbanks rarely go higher than my hips, and generally they're around at the knee to thigh height. We had one day in February of this year where it was so warm that I was standing out in shirt sleeves watching one of these big snowbanks left behind by a snowplow melt. We've never had temperatures that high in February. And in fact, the very air here feels different. It feels, I can't put my finger on it. It feels humid all the time, even when it's not genuinely humid. It almost feels the way the air felt to me when I went down to Orlando in the early 2000s. I used to think maybe it was just me, because, I'm getting older. I thought maybe my perceptions of the world itself or the weather or whatever had changed. But after seeing a lot of this stuff that's going on, I don't think so. I think there actually is a difference here. And if half of what was said in this comedy skit, or what's being said by the scientific community, is true, we're looking at some serious changes. Now, on the one hand, some people might say, well, the world is supposed to end on December, 21st or 24th, sometime in December anyway, this year, because of something about the Aztec calendar or Mayan calendar. I forget what it is. I obviously don't know that much about it, because I really don't put any stock in it. I mean, they've been predicting the end of the world since time immemorial, so I seriously doubt this is going to be the end of the world. But then again, it is a weird situation weather-wise. What I think is going to happen at this point, first of all, I think it's too late for us to completely change the course of this. Even if we changed everything tomorrow, we'd still have to deal with this mess for the next couple of 100 years anyway that we created by dumping all this carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. I don't think it means necessarily the end of our species, but I do think it's going to mean that the world that was going to be here 50 years or 100 years from now, or even by the time even I hit the old age home, is going to be a very different one. The very spot I'm standing may very well be underwater by then, because we're not that far above sea level here. It sounds to me like the scientists were right. We have done something serious to this planet. I guess it's only a matter of time before we find out the hard way what that is that we've done. Thank you for watching the Peddling Princess Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli, and I hope to see you all again here next week. Bye for now.
So all in all, a great Labor Day weekend and good times for the air conditioner industry.
Until